Hey, hey. Happy Tuesday, friends. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to day 2 of the 5-day lead magnet challenge. Super excited to have you here with me today. If today is your first day and you missed yesterday, you missed a lot, my friend. Today we're going to dive into Canva and I'm going to show you how to create some amazing lead magnets like workbooks, ebooks, journals, checklists, all of the different things that we spoke about yesterday. So thank you again for showing up for day 2. If you are new to me, my name is Lakeisha Sarba. I am a lead generation expert. I help entrepreneurs like you to attract your ideal clients online using things like lead magnets, Facebook ads, 5-day challenges. And I'm super pumped to be here with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of you for coming back. All right, so we're going to jump in. But before we do, I want to ask you, how is it going? For those of you that were here yesterday, I left and I completely forgot to ask you how you guys enjoyed yesterday. If you were here on yesterday, we talked about all the different type of lead magnets. I went deep about what a lead magnet is. I touched a little bit on the buyer's journey as to where people typically are whenever they're looking for lead magnets, right? So let me know. Thank you so much, Dory L. This is an African top. It is a Ghanaian top. It's an actual Ghanaian designer that I will be working with here pretty soon. And I have a few different tops and things like that. And so if you ladies like this top and you're interested in learning more about where you can get tops like these, and I'll be wearing a dress and some other things throughout the challenge to kind of show you these different attires and things. So this is really cute. So it's just I'm doing a little fashion show here for you. So this is actually just the top here. So it's not a dress or anything. It's just the top, but it's super comfortable. And the material is very, very comfortable. And it won't, if you decide to wash it or dry clean it, it won't like fade or anything, the colors, because the material is just beautiful, right? So if you're interested, feel free to let me know, hit me up in the inbox and I can let you guys know how you can get a few of these pieces. And what I absolutely love is that each piece, right, that I purchase, there's not a lot of them, right? So maybe it's like 5 of each piece. So you won't see a lot of people wearing what you're rocking. So I think that that's really cool. So I definitely really love that. So it's this, and there's a couple of other dresses and things like that I invested in, but I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. And some other stuff like shea butter and some other like African waist beads and different things like that. And so those are some things that I have partnered with my husband and his family in their country. And so they're kind of putting these things together and it's just going to be an amazing thing. So I look forward to sharing more of that with you when it comes down the line, but it's going to be super, super cool. All right. So now let's go ahead, since I didn't give y'all a little fashion show, let's go ahead and let's jump into what we got going on here for today. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can create lead magnets using Canva. Many of you have probably purchased my templates, and those of you who haven't, don't worry, you'll still have your chance. And what the templates do is they make it easier for you to create ebooks, workbooks, planners, journals, social media posts, and different things like that. And I'm sure if you haven't purchased templates from me, you've purchased templates from somewhere online because everybody is selling them these days, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how I create a few of them. First, I'm going to show you a few of the templates that I've created just to give you an idea of the different types. And then I'm going to create a few for you. Okay. And so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to be sharing my screen a lot. So I figured out the problem with my audio is my mic is sitting here on my desk. And I think sometimes when I'm working with my mouse, I hit it, the plug, and so it mutes out. If it does, someone please feel free just to call me on, call me on Facebook or something like the Facebook. If you're my friend on Facebook, you can call me from the Facebook Messenger so that I know that I'm muted. Hopefully we won't have that problem. But definitely, if I happen to mute out, I'm going to make sure I stay away from stay away from the plug as much as possible. Thank you for being here. Hi, good morning, Angie. Hey, Dorielle. Hi, Perletta. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Maria. Facebook user, hi. I don't know who you are because you just show up like this. You can click the link somewhere in this post and just share your name with the StreamYard. That way they can let me know who you are and I can say hello to you. Good morning, Jawanda. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Deborah. Thank you so much. And what's up, Katrina, my homegirl? How are you? Thank you for being here today as well. Iona, how are you? Thank you. You couldn't be here yesterday? No problem. Well, I'm happy you're here today. Not a problem at all. Let's see. So many people. Hello, Ramona. How are you? Hi, Rosalind. Thank you for being here. Liz Phillips. Hello. A lot of new names. Renee Williams. How are you? Sherry Battle, good morning. Hey, Chandra. Hi, Marcita. All right, so if you're new to me and this is your first time joining our challenge, please let us know. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're new to me, just new here for our challenge. Let me know. You can't see the StreamYard link. It's okay, Annetta, because now I see your name. Maybe it just takes some time to come up, love. I have been a huge fan of Lakeisha for years now, and I have been one of her Savvy Civil Marketing. Yes, you definitely have. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, love. I appreciate that. All right, so it looks like we have Tracy. Is my saying your name right? I hope so. Miss Westmoreland, thank you so much for being here with us today. We welcome you with open arms. Thank you. Liz Phillips says, I haven't been in a while. Well, thank you, Liz, for coming back. I appreciate you. It's always great to have new people join us. And hey, Michelle McDonald, I think I've seen your name before. Thank you so much. And I'm new to your community, watching from Canada. Well, welcome from Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. So excited to have you here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Again, what I'm going to be sharing with you is all the different type of templates that I have created and used as lead magnets. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you how I made some of those templates. Okay. Are you ready? Do you want to see all of that behind the scenes stuff? Let me know if you're interested. Let me know. Let's go in the chat if you're ready. Let's go in the chat if you're ready. Let me know. Hey, Mara from Jamaica. Excited to have you back. I've missed your beautiful face. Thank you for coming to join us here. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Thank you so much for participating with me. Listen, because I don't want to be here talking to myself now. I ain't no talking head. We in this together, right? We are in this together, ladies. So let's do it. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. I already have Canva up. Y'all should see me. I'm doing my best to stay away from this microphone, child. All right. So we are in Canva. Let me pull up some of my lead magnets. Or you know what? Let me do this better. Let me see. Workbooks. We'll do that. Oof. I could just spell, y'all. So many things, so many things. All right, so I'll show you this one. All right, and this workbook is a template I created to help people that are looking to create their own workbooks, just to make it easier for them. And I use a few different elements in order to create the workbook, right? Of course, every workbook needs to have a really cool cover, a cover that is going to draw in your ideal clients. And so whenever I am designing any type of templates, ebooks, workbooks, anything like that, I'm always using more than one font, right? Because that kind of helps to break up the design when you do. Hence, let me just say this. I am not a designer, right? I'm not like an actual graphic designer. So I may say words and terminology incorrectly because I'm not like I wasn't educated or went to school for design. I just know what I know, right? I just learned right out here in these streets. So, so please forgive me if you are a professional graphic designer and I am incorrectly using terms or whatever. But fonts, I like to use 2 different fonts to break things up. I also like to layer elements and colors. Like this is a little square here. I'll show you how I did that. These are 2 layers here that are layered. I also layered an image here, and then I layered another square at the bottom of the page. And then here on this page is like the thank you page that they get, after they go to the cover page and the thank you page. And again, I used a couple of different fonts and sizes. Also added some social media links that are clickable. You can add links inside of Canva, and they click on this, it'll take them directly to the social media pages so that they can follow you. And then a nice touch is to add your image, especially if it's like a workbook or something that you're working people through. Even if it's an ebook, you can still do something like that to, provide maybe like a little bit of your bio or something in that page here. All right. And so this is page 1 of like a workbook. And then I love combining just different elements, right? So imagery, I love using the colors inside of my images. So that's one thing that I'm always looking out for, is bringing in the colors from the images. Canva now has a new way that you can do that. And as I go in to design something for you today, I'm going to show you how you can bring in the colors from the images that you lay on your design board. It wasn't like that when I was designing these, but Canva has made it a lot easier to pull these colors out. But yeah, so I incorporated the gold here. This is a line that I incorporated because it has some gold in there. And then I just went off of the blue that was also in there. I also did a light layer box over the top. The reason that I did that is because I didn't want to take away from the image, right? I like the image. I think the image is really pretty, but I also needed to have a title or a page title up here. So I just did something really light. And this is just a regular square or rectangular box that I pulled out. And then I did a transparency on it so that I could add the layer of the title so that the title popped out, but you could still see a lot of the image back there. This is where I see a lot of people kind of not do such a great job at this, because they put the title right over the image. And if the image has a lot of stuff, like this image has a lot going on, right? It's a laptop. It's a cup of coffee, looks like that wallet. And, just a lot of stuff going on here. If you just put this title right on top of that without adding something in between, like a layer of something like to kind of deflect all the stuff in the background, this title would just get lost in all the mess, right? So put something behind it, and you can then do the transparency so that it kind of separates it a little bit, right? And so that's how you can kind of give it that look. And then these, of course, these are just regular squares that I pulled out, and you can make these fillable by using PDF Escape, right? So I use PDF Escape. You may use a different tool to just make these fillable. So once you're done, you download your PDF. And then you can go into a PDF Escape and just click to fill the area here so that it's fillable, so people can type in it if you want, or if you want them to print it out or whatever. And here again is another image. Again, I did the little the square in the background, transparency a little bit with the title, because I wanted the title to pop out some. Okay. Another thing that I think a lot of people forget is that whenever you add an image to a background like this, and it's like a really small space that's a header, you can move, the image up and down, right? So it's like cropping the image. Don't forget that you can crop your images to show a specific part of your image if you don't want another part to show. So for me, it was important to show like the to-do and the pin. So I was able to crop it and pull this down so that it just showed that. There was a whole lot more to this image, but I really just wanted to highlight the pin and the to-do. So that was my goal in that, right? So don't forget to crop your images, and you can move them to show the area within that image that you want to show. Okay. Again, this is another area where you can just add text. And here I did more like a little numbered thing, in case somebody wanted to do something like a step type thing. And again, you know what? Let me show you one more thing. So another thing to consider whenever you're designing your workbooks or ebooks and stuff is to make sure each page is different, right? People get really bored just looking at the same pages over and over again, the same page that looks the same. So if I just gave you an ebook and every page looked like this, you would get bored over time, right? So you want to give people something different to look at. So what you'll notice is whenever I'm doing a design, I'm always making it different so that the eyes can go to different areas, right? So this is different. This style has more of like a thicker space for people to type. And then I did the 1 to 5 line here. And then I did something completely different here, right? Ask your question here. I did a little quote here. And then, you know, you can ask a question and they can put their answers in here, right? So again, it's very, very different than any of the other pages. Each page is different. Even this one is different. This one has the outline of like the gold in it, and it only has the 2 boxes, right? And then this one, the image is a little bigger than the image on here, right? So I'm always doing something, you know, to make each page different so that they don't all look the same. And again, another page difference here. And then another one. And then the checklist. And this checklist was really fun. I wanted to do something different when I did this. I was like, I'm so tired of just doing a single page checklist. And so I decided to do 2 checklists, but instead of putting them, I actually started with them side by side. And then I said, let me move this around. So I decided to do an image, you know, on each side, and then the checklist here. It just made it fun. I think I really like the way that it turned out. Right. And then this is the most important page of all for your workbook, your ebook, your checklist. I don't care, whatever type of downloadable document or lead magnet that you are going to be creating for people, you need to make sure that you have a call to action page. What is a call to action page? It is the very last page of your document that tells people what they can do next. So if this workbook or ebook is helping people to walk through something to help them to solve that one problem that your lead magnet is going to help them solve, this page is what's supposed to show them or tell them what is the next thing that they can do. Is that to schedule a call with you? Is that to join your Facebook group? Is that to buy into a program or a membership or a course or watch a video or sign up for a webinar? What is the very next natural step that they need to take in order to move forward? Because the last thing that you want to do is leave people hanging, right? And I see so many lead magnets that do that. People come up with really creative lead magnets, but then at the end, it's like, okay, goodbye, and I never hear from you again. Like, what is my next thing? What is the next thing I'm supposed to do? I need you to guide me. You've helped me solve this one problem. Now help me, keep helping me. Like, what is the next thing that I need to do, right? And so this call to action page works really, really well for that. And this is a button that's clickable. You can add a link here and it can take people anywhere you want them to go, to a sales page, to a registration page for a webinar or an event, to your calendar, to your website, to read a blog, to YouTube, to watch a video, wherever you want them to go, to your Facebook group, wherever you want them to go. I say just be really strategic at this step here, because you want to make sure that you're helping people to take the next natural step, okay? And I just added some nice fun things here, like let's connect down at the bottom, all right? So that is it for this workbook, right? So now let's take a look at an ebook. Ebooks are fun too. I like ebooks. I like creating them. Okay. So with this ebook here, this is a cover page. And then here's the table of contents. Canva recently added a linking thing, and I'm going to show you how to do that today, where you can literally link the pages. So you can actually put a link here. And for people, if they decide, hey, I want to click on chapter 1, they click on the chapter 1 word and it'll take them to the chapter 1 page. If they want to go directly to chapter 3, click on chapter 3 and it'll take them directly to chapter 3, right? So you can do that. Here, of course, would be a nice image to put there, but a table of contents is so important for an ebook or a guide of any kind, something like that. You want to be able to guide and lead people, let them know what is inside, give them a glance, you know, and then give them a little brief description of what is in that area. Right. So this would be chapter 1, and it almost looks like a book, right? When you think about it. I love to use images within my ebooks. I see so many boring ebooks with just text That's boring. Like, don't bore people to death. Give them something nice and pleasant to look at. If I have something nice and pleasant to look at or something really pretty to print out, then I'm more likely to do it than something that's just so boring, right? And so you have your chapter header here, and then, you know, whatever the name of this chapter is, and then just a little, some text on the side. As you can see with a lot of my designs, I use a lot of white space. White space means the area that there is nothing. You don't have to put everything on the page. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to put and try to fit everything on a page. You can literally just put just a few things. Less is more. Less is beautiful. Make it simple and beautiful. You don't have to try to clutter it with everything. Every single space of this white space doesn't have to be taken up by text or image or graphics, right? You want to give space to breathe so that it's not all cluttered, okay? So that's one way that you can do that. Another trick that you could do as well with your text, right? Inside of Canva, you can put space between the lines of your sentences, so everything is not all bunched up together. So you can control the space between the sentences to make everything look really well, okay? I love using quotes as well inside of ebooks, so that's really something that's really fun. And then just putting images in just different unexpected places. And then here is a page with just an image, right? Sometimes you don't even need to have text. You can just have an image, especially if you have an ebook and maybe your ebook is not that long. You can incorporate pages like this that have images on them just to kind of incorporate different things. You can also use these spaces for videos. So if you wanted people to click out and watch a video, then you can do that as well. You can put the image of like the video and then create like a, and I'll show you that today, and then create almost like a little video symbol so that it looks like it's the actual video on the page, but when they go to click, it'll take them out to like wherever that video is being hosted. So that's something that you can do too. Right, and then here's another chapter page. It's just a little differently. This chapter page doesn't have an image, and that's okay. You don't have to have an image on every single page. And here's one with the image in the back. But as you get the idea, you want to make sure that every page looks different. Okay, and then this is a call to action page with the image in the back. All right, so that is that. I'm going to jump over and see if you have any questions based on what you just saw. And then we can get into doing some designs. Do you have any questions based on what I just showed you? And if there's anything that you want to see me do, then let me know that. I have to put this on the screen. This came in at 11:11. I don't know who this is, but hello. I get numbers thrown at me all day from the universe. So the universe is speaking to me right now. I see your post. Whoever this is laughing, I laugh with you. But it says 11:11 on your post there. If you see my stories, I'm always putting numbers like 1111, 555, 333, 222, different things like that, because they catch my attention all day long. Let's see, workbooks. I need that one for my upcoming workshop. Thank you so much. You're welcome. And yeah, so when you think about lead magnets, or when you, in general, right? So a workshop could be a lead magnet, or a webinar can be a lead magnet. And you can use excuse me, workbooks, ebooks, different things like that to coincide with your workshop, with your webinar. It just gives it more value. Okay. It gives people something to download. You also want to give people something to go away with, because you can then, of course, have that call to action inside of that workbook, inside of that ebook, with that guide or whatever. Even if they didn't move forward or take action on the actual workshop or webinar, if they have something tangible that they can take a look at, and then they see the call to action in the back of it, that gives you more chances for them to sign up for your offer as well, right? Laugh out loud. I have been typing for 35 years, and when somebody is watching, I can't type either. I can't, Emery, I just can't spell. Like, I can, it is what it is. I'm kidding. I can spell most things, but sometimes I type really fast and then it just happens. So you have the prettiest Canva stuff. Thank you. But I don't feel like I do. I look at some of my Canva certified creative friends, and they have some beautiful, beautiful stuff. But thank you so much. I do like the things that I design. Thank you, Katrina. I appreciate that. Do you ladies have any questions? Like pairing fonts. Thank you, Valora. Look at you. Get me all together. I told y'all I'm not, I don't know all the different grammatical phrases and stuff when it comes to, to branding or design. I just do the stuff. Let's see. Okay. Is the workbook fillable? That's a great question. This workbook is not fillable because it is a template, but you can fill it. If you want it to be fillable, if you want to fill this workbook, then you can do that. You can use, I use PDF Escape. I go to pdfescape.com when I'm done with the workbook that I've completed, or if it's an ebook or what guide or whatever, and it has fields for people to fill out, I upload it into PDF Escape, and then I make the box fillable, right? And you can do that. It's really simple and it's really easy to do that. If we have time, I can walk you through and show you how to do that. Yep, I do. And it may be somewhere here in the group. Let's see. Can you also use the call to action button page like a call to action page, like a capture page? What do you mean like a capture page? Explain to me a little bit more, Liz, when you say a capture page. Do you mean to capture people's information like an application or something like that? When creating your workbook or ebook, do you have to use your brand colors all the time? No, you don't have to use your brand colors all the time. It's entirely up to you. I have different products that have different brand colors. So not everything has my exact brand colors. Some things I like to go outside of the box on. I'm not one to color in the lines. Anybody will tell you that. I like to do my own thing, right? So thank you. Where did I go to find that template? I created it. So this is my own template that I created from scratch. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did that in just a minute. How did you create the PDF to be fillable again? Go to PDF Escapes. When I'm done, you know what? I'll go through and I'll show you how to do that. Let's go in and let me create some stuff. Yep, that's it. Thank you so much, Denise. So it's pdfescape.com. I believe it is, or just Google PDF Escape and you'll see that come up. I'm sorry, this lipstick is getting on my nerve, y'all. Because when I talk, it just does something different. It don't look like it looked when I put it on. You're welcome. Will the recording be available? Having bad service. Yes, the recording will be available for 24 hours. Lakeisha, this is Gwendolyn. How do I give the app permission? You did already. I can see your name. I can see your name now, Gwendolyn. Thank you so much. So Liz, if you're still with us, let me know exactly what you mean by that. A landing page. What do you mean by that? Yes. Okay, so you mean people so they can enter in information? Yes, you can. Actually, there is a way, and I can show you when we go in to do some design, that you can, I believe, you can now embed a form or something inside of Canva, but it has to be housed on their site, right? So the only way that you could do that is it has to be housed on Canva. Does that make sense to you? I'm going to walk you through that, Liz. I'm going to call your name when I do it so that you can see what I'm talking about, what the difference is. What I'm showing you here, guys, is for downloadable type stuff. This is not for stuff for you to have up on a web page for people to fill out, but you can do that if you want to as well. And I can show you what that looks like, but this is just for downloadable stuff. So when you think downloadable stuff, it's like a PDF document, right? Something that people can download as a PDF to their computer. So if you wanted people to go to an application of some sort or to fill in information, then you want to link that application to the button on your call to action page, and that'll take them there. If you want it to be hosted, then it was not a downloadable document. It's something that's going to be hosted on Canva or on your website for people to be able to fill it out. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's jump back in. These are all great questions though, ladies. Thank you. Keep the questions coming. I'll be back to answer more. All right, so now that I showed you some of the things, let's go in and let's create something from scratch. So we're just going to go home to Canva. I'm going to get rid of this and this. All right, so from the Canva homepage, I pretty much just go right here to create design. And then I put in document. Oh, here it is, US letterhead, or I just type in document right here. You have a couple of different document sizes. There's this document size. It's the same as the US letterhead, is the same document size. They just named it US letterhead. There's also A4 and A3 for all of my planner people and notebook people, journal people. You know exactly what that means, right? So it's just a different size document. So we're going to go ahead with the letterhead document. Okay, and of course, our very first page is always going to be our cover page. Now, I don't use any of these templates when I design. These are nice and easy. There's a lot of different Canva certified creatives that are really, really talented. And you can find lead magnets, workbooks, and stuff like those type of things inside of Canva now. And you can do that on your own time. I'm not going to spend our time doing that, but I'm going to show you how I go in and I create stuff from scratch. You don't have to, but for those of you that are interested in how I do that, then I just want to show you how. So when I design, I like to bring all my elements on the board, right? For those of you that are used to me, you already know what it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring all of these things here on the board. And if I happen to get quiet, it's because I get into a zone. Please forgive me. I'll remember that you're here and come back and start talking. All right. And so what else? And now I need an image because I'm going to put an image here. Let's go back to elements. And then I'm just going to put that there. I don't think I'm going to do the full page. So I'm just going to maybe do something like that. We'll see how that works out. And for me, I honestly don't have a plan right now. I'm just flowing. What that means is I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I'm just allowing my creativity to follow me. Whenever I'm doing any type of design, I don't often have anything in mind because I'm not the average graphic designer, right? So I just come in and just do things that feel good or look good for me, or things that I like. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this. I'm going to put the image at the top. Okay. See how I just did that? Again, I didn't come in here with a plan. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. That's just how I roll. That's how I roll, boo. All right. And I may put this here. All right. And this is going to be the name of our workbook. Do I want it there? We'll see. I don't know. All right. Okay. I'm bugging because I'm going to keep messing around with this until we don't have all that time. So when you're doing this, you know, what I just did is I resized this font size. You can do it from up here. I like to pull it out. It just saves time for me to just kind of do it here on the board. I'm also going to change the font to script, and you can just type in script or cursive, whatever you want. And I don't have a font in mind. I probably should, right? When I'm doing these, I should probably like plan this out, but I don't. Sorry. Workbook title. Okay. I guess I'll make this a little bigger. More bigger still. Okay. And then we can put whatever the subheader or subtitle or Just make sure everything is nice and centered there. I'm also gonna just copy this and make a little footer at the bottom there. Okay. And do I just want to bring this over? I don't know. I can't really decide what I want to do with this. For now, we're going to leave it like that. Okay, so that is our first page, our cover page. I'm bring the images in last because it's easier just to design. I'm also going to go and grab some placement text. So for those of you that are interested in selling templates and stuff, or you want to create templates like I do and thousands of other people do to sell to other people, then this text is going to be your best friend because you can use this text as a placement so people can see exactly what it would look like. So that is the whole idea behind this text, but I need to change this font. And if you have questions, please feel free to put them in and I can answer them for you. I'm looking for Sanskrit. It's not the right one. Paragraph. Looking for a nice font. Maybe I'll use A-Leaf, see how that one looks. And another thing I like to do when I'm designing is to bring it out so I can see exactly what it's going to look like. All right, so this could be a nice little introduction. Change the way that this is going. I think I'm going to put this down here, and I may just, oops, all in center. There we go. So we'll put this here. Another thing I'm going to do is I just grab images, right? So copy this and I'm just going to bring it here. And I want to, it's just, it saves time when you can just use the elements that you already have in the design instead of trying to go and pull them out. Center it. I'm going to push this to the back so I can bring my text out. Great. And I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to grab this because since we already have that font, we can use it here. Right. And I'm going to do a little effect on this. And I'm going to make it curve a little bit. Did you guys know that Canva could do that? Oops. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to, I don't even know what this is. Or maybe I'll do something like, hello there. I need it to be long enough for it to do that little circle thing. Hello there, right? So we can do that. And then we can bring in an image. And I'm going to do blob. Thank you, Doria. Thank you. Thank you, Doria. Okay. Thanks. Sorry, guys. All right. And then, okay. And you can just play around, you know, with this just to kind of get what it is. I don't even know what it is I'm looking for, y'all. I just like to try different things out. Right. So, gray, something like that. I don't even know if that was what I was going for, but we don't have all day, so I'm going to let that rock, I guess. Okay. And then I'm going to group them together, right? So what I'm doing is I'm doing shift and then I'm selecting all of these to group together. So now I can move it without interrupting anything. And then I can introduce, you know, myself down there, whoever can, right? And so that would be like the welcome page. Okay, so that's that. And now on to the next page. Delete this one, get rid of those magic recommendations. And then for this one, what do we say? This is a workbook. I'm gonna show you how to do workbook stuff and ebook stuff, right? So for workbook stuff, I would bring in an image. I have one here, so I'm just gonna grab that. Bring that here. And for this one, for this first page, I think I'm gonna have the image in the middle. Why not? Right. And I'm gonna make it a little smaller like that, center it. And I'm gonna bring this text. Actually, I may not be able to put it in the middle because I need like a header. Let's see. This is my text here, and I think I want to align it this over here like this. Okay. And I'm gonna get my header. Not that one because that's round. We'll go back and do this one. And I'm going to copy this one, bring it down here, copy it again. And the thing I love about Canva is whenever you copy something from one document and you paste it to another, it will paste it right in the same place or area. So that works really well if you want to do like headers or footers or things like that. I want to, oh, you know what? I can show you something different too. That's fun. You know that you can search for paint in here. Paint splash, I think it's a paint brush. So you can do something like this, like a paintbrush. And if you wanted to put that behind your header, you could. So I'm sure you've probably seen several people do that. I don't like the way that looks. Let's try this one and see. Right. Okay, that looks better. All right, so you could do that for like your page title. Maybe this would look better centered. Okay, so you could do that and then an image here. I like to leave some edge space. I don't like everything to be right at the edge there. And then we can, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And then make this one like that too. And then just copy a little bit of this down here. And this may have to be just a little smaller to give us some more space. All right. So now you have your first page here for this document. And then you have the image in the middle, and then you have your text. All right, so that's another format that you could do. All right, so that would be for like an ebook. We're going to copy this and then use some of these elements, right? So I'm going to just make some slight changes to this. And if this was going to be another ebook page, you could get rid of this. Have an image at the top. And then you can do 2 rows of text. And so that's how you would do that. You would copy this and paste it. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's the right size before you copy it. So when you paste it, there we go. So everything has enough space for itself on either side. Okay. So you can do that. And then remember, I told you that you can space out the letters between the letters or between the lines. You want to do between the lines so you can make more spacing here. Okay. And then we could bring this up here. And then we want to do the same thing with this spacing. Like that. And then maybe do something like that. Okay. That's another way that you can format your ebook. And another way to just, place your text and different things like that. So now let's do a workbook page. And a workbook page, we could get rid of this text, get rid of that. We could, maybe need our title. So we'll just copy that and then bring that down here. For our title page, we can make this smaller if we want to as well. It doesn't have to be big, and we can put it at one area of the page. This could be like the instructions for the workbook. We don't need to have that much space. We can get rid of our spacing. And maybe just 2 sentences for the instructions would work, and we can center that text there. And then the next thing we could do is we need boxes, right? So we will grab from here. And this is what I call like a closed box. So if you wanted, and this may be like question 1. Goes here. Okay. And then once we have that, I'm not really liking this font now. Okay. Then we can group it together. So now we can just copy it and have more of these. I don't know if it's the font or if it's just too small, maybe. Okay. All right, so you could do something like that. Maybe it looks better in the middle. All right, but you see everything just has enough space and everything around it. All right, so that is that one. And then we can do one with a checklist. So we could have the instructions here. I'll delete this, and ungroup this one. And you could do make a checkbox. By making it just super small. Let's bring it out. Oh, and then add text here, and then you could just group it together, duplicate it, and then do both, copy, do all four, copy. Oops. Okay. All right, and so this could be an area where you create a checklist. Okay, so that's how you create checklists. What else? Line pages. I know people typically always ask me, like, how do you create lines? So there's a couple of different ways that you could do that. The easiest way that I know and the fastest way is to do with text. So you'll bring text here on the page, and then you just do shift, and then there's a little line key on your computer. And so I do shift and hold down. So if you want your lines to have dashes, then you can keep it like this, if that's what you want. But if you don't want your lines to have dashes, then all you have to do is do the spacing. So you want to do space by the letters, and you don't want there to be any space between them. So you close it out, and then that gives you more of a closed line feel. And then you can just hold that down and then just continue. All I'm doing is holding down the shift key and then the line key on my keyboard. And then once I have enough spaces, like when this one is done, I'll just do copy and paste. And you can do space between the lines. And I'll go right to the very last line, enter, and then paste, enter, then paste, enter, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste, enter, paste. All right. And then if you wanted, you can center it like that. Give yourself some space to put some title or header up there. If it's like a notepad or something like that, then we can bring this over and call this notepad. All right, so you could do that. So that is for notes. Another way that you can make lines is Canva has a line tool. You can just search line. Oops, you have to be in Elements and then search for line. And it gives you all these different type of lines here, right? So if you wanted just a regular plain line, it's right here. And you can decide how thin you want the line. If you want it, you know, thicker or thinner, you can do that. This is the thinnest line here. If you wanted it to go thicker, you could. All right, so the thing with this line, you have to copy and then get it where you want it. This gives you more manipulation of the space between, right? And then we could just copy both and then move them into position. So that's another way that you can do lines, okay? What else? So I showed you how to make journal pages, a checklist, the notebook, the fillable for your workbook. I showed you ebook pages, cover, and now let's show you a call to action page. All right, so with the call to action page, we want to bring in a few elements. So let's bring in our image, and then we'll grab our text. I'm going to just delete this page here. All right, so now that we have everything on the page, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this here. And this will be our call to action button. This is where people would click. So if you're letting people in your Facebook group, you can say something like, let me in, something like that, depending on whatever it is that they're doing. If it's let me in, sign me up, whatever the button should say. Okay. And then that font, I don't like that font, but we ain't changing it right now. And then here you would say like whatever your call to action is, right? So sign up for my Facebook group or whatever the next steps are is what you'd want to put here. And then maybe this could be, oh Lord. What's next? Okay, so then you give them instructions, sign up for my Facebook group or join my Facebook group or whatever. And then you say, let me in or sign me up or I want more information or schedule me or whatever, right? And so it could be just as simple as that. Okay, and then of course we can throw in more of those blogs that we started with. So we can then come in and we can, I don't know, this is not the one I wanted. I just wanted to click that to get into the other ones. So we can come in and like bring these and situate them in different areas to kind of help with some of the white text. And you can even do these over images too. It's okay. It won't hurt nothing. So you could just do little things like that. Maybe even ones like this, if we wanted to layer those two. So select both of them, and then we can bring them out a little bit. This little shape is getting on my nerve. That's not, I don't want that little thing sticking out. Okay. I think I like this better. Okay. So then we can change this color to this, or maybe this. Add some different pops of color. That one is not what I want, y'all. All right, this is gonna drive me crazy. Let me leave it alone because I'll be here all day with y'all. All right, so you can just do little different things like that. Like this one, maybe can stay like this. Right, maybe we can do another one and put it like down here. And then you can do the same thing up here, like situate little things like in the corner. Or along the side or wherever, right? Just to kind of add a little bit more design. If you wanted to get rid of some of the white space, you could just do a little stuff like that. All right, and then I typically drop these little things in like after the pages are already designed, then I'll come back in and see like where I can fit little things like that inside of it. And then once it's done, I go to my images and then I drop them. And I'm careful about the shapes that I use. Like this is a long shape, so I'd have to find an image that shapes long like that to go into the placement because I don't want to stretch the images out. And then remember, I told you that you can crop your image. So you can get, if I just want her face, or maybe not a good one of her face, but if I just want her writing, then I can just crop out what I want to show. And I can actually even, this will be good. I can add a picture in the background to this. So I'll go to elements and then add, where are we at with time? Okay, it's time is up. And then I can add a picture in the background. And then I'll just transparency the picture so it's just not so much, right? So just make it ever so slightly like that. You could do the same thing for your notepads too. And then whenever I'm doing a call to action, I love to do it as if somebody was really taking action. So either like on the computer, you know, or something like that, right? Like she looks like she's maybe taking some action, like she may be about to sign up or join or something, right? So something like that. And I don't want it to cover too much of her beautiful face. All right, so you could do things like that. You can change the color of the button. You can change the button so that it's, you know, more out there, so that it stands out more, your call to action button. So yeah, just have fun with your design. You see that I just kind of did this. And this is getting on my nerve. So I think I want to do that. Yeah. You get the gist. You get what I'm doing. You get what I'm putting down, right? So you could do that. We could make this bigger too if we wanted to just clear up the space. All right, we could do something like that. All right, so just have fun with it. Play around with Canva and see what you can create. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's not perfect. I just created this in like 15, 20 minutes. So don't hold it against me. All the alignment is not correct, but you understand what I'm trying to say. And so these are things that you can create inside of Canva. Let's see what you guys are talking about over here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. All right, so. Oh, thank you, Tisha, for hanging out. Your images of women of color. Where do I find them? I buy them online at different places. Hot Stock is one. There's another company that just has images of women of color. And I'm actually working with 2 different photographers that's providing images of women of color for Savvy Simple Funnel. So I'm really excited about that. So let me see, what questions do you have? It's questions and answers time. Let's see. You do the same thing. You're just trying to focus. I totally get that. Just learned something new about finding fonts. I didn't know you could just type in script. You can type in script. You can type in thin, bold, the name of the actual font. If you don't know the name, if a font has multiple names, you can type in the name and then it can show you that. No problem. Thanks for showing up. What's your favorite script? Oh my God, I have so many different favorite ones. I can't, and it depends on what I'm designing. So it depends on what I'm creating. So I don't really have a favorite. It just depends on what it is that I'm doing. So I'll use different scripts for different things. Which website did you get the text from? So I got the text from, I don't even know. I just type in placement text. And these come up. And so there's different ones. Like this one is a IO. It's like a generating system. Sometimes I'll use this one and it'll ask me how many paragraphs do I need. So if I say I just need 2 paragraphs, generate, then it'll just generate 2 paragraphs for me. And then all I got to do is just copy. So these are really long paragraphs, but I could just copy it and then paste it. And so that, oh shit, I didn't even share my screen. Sorry. So I just type in, let me do that again. So, and I just type into Google placement text and then these 2 come up. So I either go with one of these 2. This one is a generator. So if you want text or if you need placement text, you can say how many paragraphs you want. So if you need 2 paragraphs, you can say generate. And then it'll generate the 2 paragraphs, which will be pretty long. And then you can copy them and then paste them wherever you want them to go. Another thing that I know that you asked me about, let me do this. Let me go over to Canva and let's download this workbook, this confused book. It's a lot of different things going on. So we'll download it and then we'll go into PDF Escape. You can create an account. All right, give me a minute, guys. Let me figure this out. But go ahead and put your questions in and I can answer them for you. Okay, there we go. All right, so once I have my PDF account open, I go into open and then I want to upload. And so I'll just drop what just downloaded from Canva in here. There's a free version and there's a paid version. The free version is limited to what you can do or how many things you can do on one document. And the paid version gives you unlimited stuff. And so there's a lot of different things you can do. You can do check boxes. All right, so let's go and we can do fillable check boxes. So you can go right here to where it says form fill. And then you can say what you want. You want it to have a checkbox, right? So then you select it. And then you just come here and you just do the space here like that. And then you can do this, just click and it'll just automatically do it for you. You just have to position it. All right. And what I recommend you do is when you're done, just go back and click these off because you don't want them to already be pre-clicked when you deliver your content to your folks. And then you can do fillable text. So you come here, and if you want text or text paragraph or Dropbox, so many different things you can do. So we'll say text paragraph for this one and select. And so now I just have to select the area that I want. So I'll select this area here like that. And then the same thing for this one. And then same thing for this one. Okay, and that's how you can do that. And if you wanted this to be fillable, like with these lines, you could also do that too. If you wanted each line to be fillable, you could do that. Yeah, it would be a little challenging, I think, though, because they would only be able to write on one line. However, you could do the entire section here. But if you do, it's not guaranteed that the text will be on the lines. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be text like in between lines. So I don't recommend that with the lines, but if you wanted to, you could. All right, and then you just make sure that it's all the way down. Oops, that's not it. All right, and then that's it. And then what you do is you just do save, and it'll download it for you. And then once it's downloaded, you can come in and type. Right, and you can also decide on the size of your font, like of your font and stuff. So let's see. If you say Arial, you can decide what font you want. You can decide on the size of your font too, if you want it to be bigger, if you want it to be bolded, if you want to change the color. So you can do all of that in here with this font, as well as with your check boxes too. All right, so that would be for the text, and then this would be for the check boxes, and that's how that would go. All right, and so that's how you use PDF escapes. Where did you find the Latin text? I just showed that, Maria. I hope you caught that. Yep, that's where dummy text. Where is the dummy text to insert? I think I just showed that. Creating template, love it, awesome. Where did you go for the curve format? So for curve text, I clicked on, you have to click on the actual text, and then you may or may not see it. If not, go to the more. Where is it? Oh, there it is, effects. So if you don't see it, go to more, and it may be in here, but if not, it's right here. So it's effects. And then you can do drop shadow. You can do a lift. You can do, stuff that looks like that. So that's where you can come and do all this fun stuff. Oh, you can also curve it, right? And so that's where it is. You just want to scroll down right here for the shape. You can curve, and you can decide how much curve you want to. It doesn't have to be super duper curve. So that's where the curve text is. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Liz. You have to You have to be willing to get outside your box. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to try something new. Yep, there's a lot of stuff in Canva. You just got to search for different things. You never know. If you're doing ebooks to upload to KDP, go to File and use the margins and the bleeds. Yep, you can definitely do that. And what she's talking about is you can go here inside of Canva and under File, you can do margins, and you can actually also show your print bleed. So you don't want to put any of your elements that you want to cut off over here. And then you want to, these are your margins. So when you're designing, you can keep things inside of here, inside of this box here, if that's important to you for if you're going to be printing an ebook and stuff. And so that's what she's saying. This is also great for planners. Some of my planner people, I show them how to do this as well. But yeah. This is pure gold. Awesome. This training is awesome. I needed to learn how to do about the check. Awesome. Good. I'm so happy that you learned that. Let's see what else. Great point. Katrina says you'll need to use Canva Pro to save as a PDF and upload your own fonts. Thank you. Again, where did you find the women of color stock photos? So I get them from Hot Stock, and there's also another women's stock photo. I can't remember all of them, but I'll add them here in the group so that you can see them. Yep, the replay will be available for 24 hours. Oh, sure. You want to show how to go to the page directly from the index? Of course. Let me take this down. All right. So let's say if this was like I guess I can just go to that ebook and show you. All right. And so what she's asking me to show you is how to index. Excuse me. So right here at your table of contents, let me make this bigger. If you wanted to say, have people just click on, I have to ungroup this, click on the word chapter 2, right? And then just go to the chapter 2 page. You need to select the text, right? And then from there, you need to go to the link button up at the top. And then it's going to ask you which page you want to go to. So we would then need to go to chapter 2, which would be page 7. And then you need to click that. And then you want to go to page. And what that does, if we open this up, if somebody clicks here on chapter 2, it'll take them directly to that chapter 2 page. So that's how you can link between pages. You can also link outside of here as well. So again, if you had a lead magnet or something that you wanted people to, or this is the lead magnet, but if you had something that you wanted people to sign up for, like, or buy, so you can link your sales page, you just put in the URL. And then type your URL in. And then if we come back and we click that, oops. Oh, okay. I have to download it as a PDF, but once it's downloaded as a PDF, it's linked, it would go to my website. Go to link, you can test it, and then it'll show up here. Okay. So that's how you do that. Can you create templates without having premium? You can create templates, Sasha, but I would not recommend that you do that, because in order for you to be able to share your templates, right? Let me show you this. This is my last question here. Once you show this, if you come here, right, and you decide that you want, like, this is something that people buy from me. It's a workbook, like ebook template, right? And so in order for me to share this so that people can get it and then not mess up my original copy, I use the share feature here. And then I say share as, use as a template, right? So I'm going to share the link. So I copy the link, right? And then I embed the link into the email or the downloadable document, or typically the email. So I send them an email out and they click the link, right? This link here that I just shared with them, Sasha. So here it is. There's a couple of different ways that you can share: view only, edit, or share to use as template. I'm gonna copy that. And then when they open up their email, let's say they open up their email and then they click this link, this is what they're gonna see. They're gonna see you have a template by Lakeisha that she's sharing with you. They're gonna say use as a template. That means that they've pretty much copied my template without interrupting it or anything. So it'll say copy of shared, right? And so then you come up here and, oh, shit.
Right, and so then you come up here.
Sorry. Thank you.
You're not sharing the screen.
Thank you. Doriel, thank you. All right. So again, Sasha, let's do that. One more again. All right. All right. So this is an ebook template that I sell, right? And so in order for me to sell it to people without them coming in here, making changes to this ebook, I need to share it as a template. So I go to share, right? And then I have a couple of options. I can share to an edit, or I can share as a template, or I can share just to view. I don't want them to edit. I don't want them just to view, because if I do share just to view, they're not going to be able to edit it and make it their own. So I have to do share as a template if I'm going to use it to sell to other people, right? So then I copy this link and I put it in the email. So when somebody they buy it, they receive an email with a link. It says, here's your thing. They get that. And then this is where they would go. Right? They click the link and they would see this, a template created by Lakeisha Sarva. And so they would say, use this template. And then when they say use this template, this would be added into their Canva account and it'll say copy. They'll then just need to change the name to whatever they're doing or creating, and that makes it theirs. But they will not mess with my original template. My original template will stay the same, so that way I can have hundreds and thousands of people downloading it and using the template without the original being compromised. So that's why I would recommend that you upgrade for $12.95 so that you can use the template the way that it should be used. Okay. How was day 2, people? Give me some feedback. How was day 2? Let me know what you think. So what platforms are recommended when using Canva website templates? That's a great question. If you're creating a Canva website, if you're creating a website on Canva, you can embed it into any website, but I can't give you a recommendation of that because I don't recommend people create websites in Canva. But there are some out there. There are people that do that. That's not my ministry. So I can't give you a really good answer, Katina. I'm sorry. Day 2 was fire. Can't wait to get stuck in. Awesome. That is good to know that you need pro. Yep, definitely need to have pro. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Always great. Thank you, Famira. So everybody else watching, what do you think about today? Do you feel like you got what you came for? Did you feel like you now know how to create, that there are ways that you can create different downloadable documents in Canva that you can use as a lead magnet, right? You can use planner pages. I didn't show you planners, but you can use planner pages. You can use journal pages. You can use checklist pages. You can use ebook pages, workbook pages, right? Remember, you always want to have your call to action as the last page, regardless to what it is that you're doing or sharing. You can create. So for those of you that are like, I have tons of resources that I want to share. You can create your resource list in there, and then you can list to all of your different resources. You can put links. If you do affiliates, you can have your affiliate link. So if somebody signs up for a different tool or something like that, you get paid for it. So all of those things can be created inside of Canva. So there's so many different things that you can do. And remember, if you're not somebody, you're like, well, I'm going to be doing a mini course, or I'm going to be doing a 5-day challenge, or I'm going to be doing a workshop or a webinar for my lead magnet, you can create your workbooks here. You can create your handouts here. You can create your references materials here to add more value to your challenges, to your workbooks, your workshops, your webinars, and all of those different things, right? So those are all the things that you can do. Need to be in the Canva learning group. Yeah. So if Tanya, if you're not over, I'm not sure where you're watching from, but if you come over to Canva DIY Design, there is a lot of tutorial videos and things in there. And I also have in my Canva course that's coming out here shortly. So for all of you that want to learn more about how you can create other stuff, not just lead magnets, but social media graphics, learn how to attract your ideal clients using social media, learn how to create presentation slides, learn how to do different little things to animate your videos and stuff like that using Canva, then you definitely want to keep an eye out for my course. Okay. I've been with Canva Pro for 15 months. There is no limit. Okay. Today was great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. So that is it for today. So what I want you to do, your assignment for today is go out and explore, right? You should pretty much know, if you don't have an idea of what your lead magnet is going to be, please decide what that's going to be. If it's going to be something that's going to cause you to create some type of document, go in and create it. If you're like, girl, I don't want to have to create all this stuff, then let me know and I got you. I have tons and tons of templates that can help you with that. I actually even have a lead magnet kit that I should probably put the link here to. If you want the lead magnet kit, you can get that. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait, because if you sign up for SS Funnels, that's in there already. So you won't need to pay for that separately. But for those of you, if you decide not to sign up for SS Funnels, which I'm going to be offering as an offer, but at the end of the challenge, it's $97 to sign up. It is an all-in-one marketing system that's going to help you to build out landing pages, sales pages, and all that stuff, so that you can build out a funnel. The same thing that I'm teaching you here, you're going to have an easier way to be able to do it inside of my automated system. And you get templates. So you get my designs, my sales page designs, my landing page designs, you get my lead magnet designs, and different things like that. So you'll get access to all the things that you need to be able to market your business here online like a pro. Okay. So if you are ready for that, stay tuned. Okay. Because you'll have an opportunity to join really, really soon. So Anne-Marie says there's a lot of great tutorials in the group. Definitely join the Canva group. Definitely join so that you can get that. So I have prepared a workshop that I will be selling. I'm creating a checklist as a lead magnet. Good for you. And a workbook for good for you. Is that too much? No, it's not. It's not too much. If you remember, if you have to ask yourself, is it too much? That means it's not enough. So no, it's not too much. I think it's awesome. Give the people what they want. Give people what they want. People love tangible things that they can download and keep, and different keepsakes. I still have things from challenges that I've taken, challenges and, workshops and stuff. I download those things and I keep them, because I've learned, especially if I learn something from them, I download them and I keep them, right? So make sure that you do that. Download them and keep them. Lakeisha with SS Funnels, will I need to keep using ConvertKit? That's a great question. I'm going to do a tutorial, I think, for you guys tomorrow, depending on how long we go tomorrow. I'll give you a walk inside of give you a look inside of SS Funnels so you can see what it is. There is an email component to it. However, you cannot connect ConvertKit to it. You can continue to use ConvertKit if you want, but if you don't want to, you can use the email automation that's within the system. Okay. But you can do both. If you're like, I like ConvertKit, I like ConvertKit personally. So if you like ConvertKit and you want to continue to use ConvertKit, you can. If you're like, no, I'd rather use, the email automation that's inside of there, you can do that as well. I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow when I walk you through it. Okay. I think that is it, my loves. Thank you again for joining me here for day 2. Go out and be brilliant as you are, and really get clear on what your lead magnet is going to be, because I want you to have that completed, if not completed, in the works by the end of the 5 days, because the goal of a challenge is to get you moving and to get you doing stuff. So take some time today to get clear on what your lead magnet is going to be. When you get clear on that, decide what is it that you need to do. What are your deliverables? Do you need workbooks? Do you need, worksheets? Do you need any type of thing designed here in Canva? Go in and play around with it. Go and try some of the things that I showed you today. And then tomorrow we'll be back and we're talking all about, what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow email automation or lead or landing pages? I don't even know what tomorrow is, but we'll be back tomorrow with one of those, one of the other. All right. You'll get an email and I'll let you know exactly what we'll be doing. All right. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Ciao for now.